It's a PvP! We have a mirror match. We're currently at the losers match in Group B of the Esports Venture Tournament. And starting to the top right of Habitation Station in game number 1 of the best of 3, we have BabyKnight. And starting to the top left, we have WhiteRa. It's a pretty cool game. We have a Protoss versus Protoss. Actually, I think it's our first mirror match today. Yeah, it actually is. So right now, the one thing that I want to say, I want to talk a little bit about something that BabyKnight always used to do. Some of you might not know that. BabyKnight was one of, I think he's the only player that I know who for the longest time used a 4:3 ratio monitor instead of a 16:9. And it was actually like incredible. He used it for StarCraft and it was so weird. Like he had tools that made it so that it was always the same resolution because he was so used to it from the monitors that he used. And then finally he got a good monitor and was starting to play with a new resolution and changed it. But that was only about a year ago, I think. So for the longest time he would stream and play with 4:3, which was pretty insane in my opinion. It was really funny though. Like we always teased him a little bit about it. But yeah, he's a pretty cool guy. I like the kid. He's really nice. I can't wait to see him again. I'm actually not even sure if he's gonna be in Finland for the Aces tournament, but would be great to see him again. Right now we have both of them doing the exact build orders. That was something that you could observe already if you had a quick look at the production tab, where they went for the same thing. In Protoss versus Protoss, we still have a lot of DT builds, or just Twilight Council builds in general, where they then can branch out in either a Blink build or in a DT build. We see Stargate openings as well occasionally, but just in general the builds get a little bit more aggressive when you compare it to Wings of Liberty, where a lot of the builds just circle around saving or securing natural for yourself, and then we had those Colossi Wars. And you could have best described the Colossi Wars with a quote that that I made in 2013. It's a little bit like having sex for the first time. There's a lot of build-up and a lot of suspense, and it's usually like pretty exciting at the beginning, but then it's over in a flash and it's pretty dirty and ends in a second. And that's exactly what PvP was like in 2013, or like back in the days, not even before that, when we had especially Wings of Liberty. That's what a PvP was like. A lot of build-up. It took an eternity. At some point you had a Colossi count, the players met, and within a second the match was within a second the game was over. It was pretty crazy. But actually we have in this game no Twilight Council opening for either one of these players. Both of them go straight into a Stargate, and that's where things start to get a little bit weird, because if one of them now decides to go into an Oracle instead of a Phoenix build, then the player who starts with Phoenixes gets an immediate advantage that can steamroll and win you the game right away. So one of those so-called build order wins that you will sometimes get. Not necessarily going to be the case. We might see both of them starting with Phoenixes here. But it's something that occasionally happens. If you gamble a little bit and you get the Oracle and your opponent doesn't, then if they meet the units, then you can fall behind very much. And that's exactly the case right here. We have WhiteRa with a Phoenix, and we have his opponent. On the other hand, we have BabyKnight with the Oracle. So already the scout by WhiteRa, and the mothership core. Where's the mothership core for his opponent? It's actually. Let me just check that out. Where is it? Oh, there we go. There it is. So that basically means that that Oracle is not going to survive. It's not going to do anything. And that gives WhiteRa a massive advantage already. Because what does that mean? That means that this tech was so far kind of useless. WhiteRa is already transitioning out of it. He's currently going into a Twilight Council instead. And with that, he can of course then go into Blink, for example. He's already adding the additional gateways. And it's getting pretty amazing right now here, because this is one of those weird openings where games can just go crazy. And that is hidden Twilight Council. Didn't even see that at the beginning. We have a Dark Shrine as the follow-up. And whoa! Special Tactics since 1979. I don't actually know when exactly WhiteRa was born, but he's a little bit older than I am. So 79 sounds about right. That's gonna get pretty cool. Because right now, BabyKnight does not think this could happen. He is pretty much... He has no clue. Like, he has absolutely no clue. And this is pretty crazy because BabyKnight switched into Phoenixes on his own. He tried to counter WhiteRa's Stargate with the Phoenixes with his own build, and that is going to get very insane. Without an Oracle, he doesn't have detection, and it's time for those DTs to shine. The Stalkers are being blocked here at the front, and the Phoenixes are starting to swoop in to at least lift one of the Zealots that got into the game. But here's a cancel on the pylon. He's completing the Dark Shrine, and once those DTs get in the main base, he could actually just kill this pylon and end the game. If WhiteRa warps in 3 DTs, and he does, and kills this pylon, the game's over. This would basically end the game, because this is the only thing that powers the only source of detection that he has. And here come the DTs, and Oracle is being chrono boosted, and guess what? That pylon is being attacked. That pylon goes down. There is no detection, he just has to kill those, and this is kinda GG. There's nothing else, there is no forge. He needs to get this powered somehow, and he won't be able to make that happen. 1 DT is starting, and this is game. WhiteRa with a special tactics, he takes the lead in the best of 3 series with his hidden Dark Shrine. He snipes the one pylon that powers the Stargate. It's the only source of possible detection in the game. This is game over. GG. BabyKnight surrenders, and WhiteRa takes the lead in the best of 3 series.